And welcome to Curtain Jerks here on the Comedy Podcast Network. We're here at the LAX Westin for Wreslteunion. Steve, Mark, and Brett, along with Tommy Dreamer and John Morrison. Welcome, guys.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. 6 guys in a hotel room, no girls. This is the way to party.
It's surprising how easy it was to get you up here, too, by the way.
I was promised there would be a pink robe involved, and
there certainly is.
There's a pink robe.
Yeah.
There's a lot of weird stuff in wrestling.
If I was
not much scares a wrestler.
Not at all. You bring me to a hotel room, dude. I have fans like you have no clue like how I would travel. Like sometimes like I would show up with no rental car and like to an airport, like it's a pay-per-view. I'll find a fan, and I will have like. There'll be a fan in an airport stand there and be like, hey, you want to take me to this hotel? Sure. And they would take me. If I was a serial killer and wanted to be target wrestlers, this is what I would do. I would show up at an airport. You know where we are. I basically get in your car and you will take me wherever it goes. My independent being on the indies, that's what people do. I land. So I get and someone comes to you, hey, Tommy Dreamer, like, what's up? And I just get in their car. I have no clue.
Did you ever think you got in a serial killer's car? You made it out just in time when you got to the venue?
No, but I normally will get. I've been wrestling since I'm 18. I'll be 41 next February 13th, and like I'll be how far is the drive? And the guy will be like, about 3 hours. Like, cool, man. What's your name? Be like, oh, Phil. I was like, oh, cool, Phil. And then the next words that you never want to hear is, I'm your biggest fan.
So, Tommy, is this what I have to look forward to now that I've left World Wrestling
because you will then now travel.
Fans.
You will then travel with a fan for the next 3 hours. There's no place you can go.
What do you guys talk about?
Are you gonna take the risk? Are you gonna get one of those free rides, John?
Well, I mean, it is a free ride. It's not.
But seriously, that's
no risk,
what it
no
is.
reward, and the reward is a free ride. But what do you guys talk about? That's what on a 3-hour car ride.
They ask you about your career. I'm sure.
They talk about your greatest moments. Yeah, how I affected their life. It's awesome. I love it.
Like every interview I've ever done.
100%.
Why did you get into wrestling?
What's
your favorite moment?
My favorite one was I had to drive. I landed in Chicago and I had to go somewhere, and like 3 hours away. And the guy has pictures, autographed pictures, and again, like
inside the car.
Yeah, he has a book.
Not plastered on the ceiling and on the dashboard.
Burning candles.
Didn't get that weird yet. And I like to look at old wrestling pictures, and it's him with other wrestlers he's met, and he's got an older picture of me, and it's probably 14 years, he's a little kid, now he's, a man, whatever. So we're driving, I'm flipping through, and the very next picture, I'm married, my wife was Beulah McGillicuddy, she did Playboy, she did Penthouse, right? And she had a very, very famous picture of, like, smoking hot, big-ass hair and fucking her titties hanging out. Can I say titties? Is that
Sure you can.
And
we have a problem with big ass hair, though.
Okay. She's covering her lady area. And in ECW, when we first saw this picture, we were like, dude, nobody wants to come to ECW. Like, she's hiding a penis. Like, and like, she didn't. I was a little disappointed when I finally had sex with her. She didn't have a penis, but whatever. And so, like, he was a little bit like, that's my wife. And, like, he was like, I was like, all right, dude, I get it. It was a famous picture because, she used to sell all the time. And, like, as he's driving, he's like, no, wait, I just saw, as I turn the page, there's my wife and all her, in her Playboy picture, right, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And I was like, and I just see this guy, like, his soul was escaping the car. Like, is this crazy wrestler going to kill me? And he's like, I'm sorry. I was like, dude, it's all right. We all jerked off to this picture. It's all good.
It's solidarity.
Yeah. It's like, all right, man. Yeah, that's okay. We both came because of this picture. It's all good.
John, you're about to head to the Philippines. I don't know if you want to take any free rides over there, man.
In the Philippines, well, first of all, there's a language
careful,
barrier, and second of all, yeah, who knows? I mean, I saw The Hangover Part 2, and I know that was Thailand, but the same vicinity.
Close. Yeah.
They offer you a ride and they're waving a machete, then I might.
Most of them do have penises. I just let you know.
I was gonna try to avoid that because
they're smoking
we're
hot,
going
bro.
over to the Philippines.
Yeah.
They're smoking hot.
I've heard
Beautiful
it's
lady
very
boys.
hard to tell.
If that ever happened to me, I don't think I'd want to know. Like, it would be like.
The illusion seems like it'd be like, hey, I'm impressed. I was tricked.
Upper half, awesome, and then once you show me you have a penis, not that there's anything wrong with that, but, if that's the way you float, but I don't know. And then there also could be the point of, just listen, I mean, I've been having sex since I'm 15. I'm going to be 41 years old. The most exciting part of having sex, and especially when you're in a hotel room, it's not the act of sex, it's this. It's the knock on the door, because right then and there we all morph into 16 to 18-year-olds. Like, yes,
The
this girl,
police?
she knows. And,
She actually showed up.
She's gonna come in. I'm gonna get all excited. Blah blah blah. Like everything works in through your head, right? So once she crosses that threshold like a vampire, she's yours. You know she's there for everything. Blah blah blah. So then, what at the point when if she actually revealed that she did have a penis, would you be like, fuck, I can't let her leave now? Like,
It's not a lie.
no one would know.
I'm committed to this at this point.
I think I would let her leave. or him. I don't know.
I might say.
That's just me.
Listen.
Hey, when you knocked on the door, I feel like we really had a moment, but I think I'm gonna have to ask you to leave.
I would say put a pillow over it and don't tell everybody. And just kiss it a few hundred times and we're good.
We're here
Please
at,
don't tweet about this.
We're here at Wrestle Reunion. There's all these wrestling legends walking around. So who are the legends that you guys have been amazed by? Like, I know Virgil is here. I saw him just walk in. There's got to be legends here that have blown your minds.
Virgil is here, and you know what? He still is NWO for life, bro.
Yeah.
He's never left.
He's staying in.
Honestly, truly, I mean, John hasn't done a lot of these, but they're great. I mean, as a wrestling fan myself, like, you could see Kevin Sullivan, who I was terrified of as a kid because he worshipped Satan and he fought my hero, Dusty Rhodes, and Carlos Colon is here. Big Sid Justice, Sid Vicious, Vader's here, the Steiner brothers, New Age Outlaws. I mean, there's so many. Mick Foley, there's so many, an eclectic mix. And these things are great because, like, fans just tell you, like, again, like, how you influence our life, and it's awesome. And you also...
It's better when you can walk away as opposed to being trapped in the cage.
Or they leave, yes.
Right.
Or you basically, like, you could say, like, holy shit, like, she still looks really, really good. Like, because there's a lot of girls here that, you haven't seen in a while.
Yeah.
Like, wow, she still looks hot. I put her over still and have sex with her if, she would let me. Or then there's others. By the way, I'm just saying this as a reference. I am married and I don't cheat on my wife, by the way. We'll edit this part, right, guys? Okay, that's all.
Yeah.
I'm only playing.
I'm
only playing. I do cheat on my wife. Come on now. But then, like, there's also
Only with ladyboys.
from Thailand. I was so pissed I wasn't booked on the Philippine tour. But then it's then you could also look and be like, holy shit, did you see what's his name? He looks horrible. I look so much better than him. So I mean, it's
a
cool.
self-esteem boost there too.
Wow, what happened to that guy?
I was curious about this because, I mean, when I saw you guys down in the lobby, you guys were both getting mobbed. I feel like people come up to you all the time. Do the benefits, sort of people telling you about how you've changed their life or something along those lines, outweigh sort of the kind of constant barrage you guys get when you come to these sort of very specialty conventions? I know it's sort of...
Me, honestly, I love it.
Yeah?
When they stop coming up to you, that's when you got to worry about it. At ECW, it's different. When I wrestled, it was real. But it was. I mean, we did change the wrestling industry, and fans are just really appreciative and thankful. And like they bury TNA, they bury WWE, and it's like
every promotion seems to bury every other promotion.
Yeah.
And I remember, to your point, hearing a story about Ultimate Warrior back in the day. And he was always upset when people would come up to him in the airport and say, "Oh my God, Ultimate Warrior, my God, can I have your autograph?" "No, leave me alone. I'm trying to eat some food, God." But he's sitting in the airport wearing like an Ultimate Warrior airbrushed jacket with a picture of his face, and an Ultimate Warrior in the back. So I mean, to come to Wrestle Reunion and not expect to be approached by people is kind of a weird thing. It's not gonna happen. Obviously, like that's the whole point of Wrestle Reunion, for fans to come and get to see all these people that they've watched.
And I mean, me seriously. I mean, it's just,
and it's pretty cool.
I've always had that I'm the regular guy, like appeal. I mean, I've been in
part of your gimmick too.
I've been in gyms and like I'll be in a gym in Kansas City and people are like, "Hey Tom, John Cena's here?" I'm like, "Yeah, I drove with him." Like, and
he told me he's my biggest fan.
And they look at me as Tommy Dreamer working out in the gym in Kansas City, not Tommy Dreamer who's there to wrestle. Like, "Oh, Dreamer, he trains in my gym in Kansas City." Like, But I mean, that's always been my appeal, and I've always had a great rapport with the fans. And without the fans, none of us have any money. And that whole. If you think about it, the business has changed, but it's not like we're trying to lie to them or they're the marks and we're trying to steal their money. And, it's just with social media and with all that stuff, the fan is more educated and, they're real cool. You do meet some of your, special ones, but
it always struck me that ECW fans sort of would get so creative in their responses. Like they seem to be educated before the fact. Like they could attack you or they could support you almost immediately.
Right. Well,
and that always seemed really fascinating to me.
Right. No, I mean the ECW fan was again, they're great. Audio guy's telling him how to hold it.
Yeah, it's kind of distracting. He's like moving his hand around.
He's been doing
with
this
the
almost a
microphone.
year.
Yeah, sorry, guys.
It's very
This is every-
phallic symbol-esque. Hold it up.
Every
Move it to the
episode,
left.
I have to hold this microphone
Nice,
with both
double
hands.
click.
Well, you probably
Yeah.
usually have like a real mic because there's 4 really
No,
nice
they don't
mics.
let me have a real mic. Actually,
You never have a real mic.
Yeah, they.
Well, Tommy, I know you got to go wrestling a little bit here. We're recording this a couple hours before you're going to have a match with Kevin Steen here at
Yes.
Wrestle Reunion. But anything you can tell us about that you're working? I know you got a lot of projects going on. Anything you're working on in wrestling or out of wrestling that you can talk about?
Oh, sure. I mean, I started my own production company. I've done that for a while. I wrote a lot of pay-per-views and made a lot of millions of dollars for other people in the business, WWE, TNA, and I was like, you know what? I want to make millions of dollars for myself, and shot some stuff and talked to some networks. Hopefully you can sell this stuff. You know how it is.
Yeah,
if you hit, you're filthy rich, and if not, you just keep on plugging away and having fun.
Waiting for that knock at the door.
Exactly.
Yeah, a combination of time and place.
And what John will experience, I don't know if John will experience it because he's on the indies. Like tonight is.
I'm along for the ride. I'm along for the experience.
No, I know. No, I'm saying if you start work, I'm at work every weekend. I'm a weekend warrior. I'm a whore. I sleep with a different guy every single weekend because I get in the ring. They're usually wearing underwear. I roll around on the mat with them. They lay on top of me. I get paid money. I leave. I'm a whore. But when you come to some guys are horrible. I think we could all have a better match with the guys in this room, and they shouldn't be in a wrestling ring. But then you come to some of these things like tonight, where you get a guy who's young, hungry, and a good wrestler, and you could tear it up and have a good match. And you don't have time constraints and all that stuff, and that's seriously what I still live for.
Right.
Oh, that's
Cool.
wonderful,
Man.
man. Great.
Have fun out there.
And I'm sure he will beat me. If you think about Tommy Dreamer, you should never ever cheer for him. I'm like the Cubs. I lose and let you down all the time.
but then again, they always cheer for the Cubs.
Yeah, you got to cheer for the Cubs.
And every once in a while, the Cubs win.
I never go home with the winner's share of the purse. I should be the poorest wrestler ever because I don't ever win the money. If it was how they used to say it was.
If it was how, yeah.
We all get
If
paid.
it was real, like it was back in the day.
Back in ECW, I didn't get paid, so that was it.
Tommy, thanks for joining us.
No problem,
Thank you
guys.
very much.
Thank you for having me.